You open your eyes before dawn, and the first thing you feel is not warmth or comfort, but the gnawing ache in your stomach that never truly leaves. You are a father in the 13th century, and survival is not a concept you contemplate philosophically. It is the rhythm of every breath you take, every decision you make, every terrified glance you cast toward your children sleeping on the straw beside you. The darkness of your single-room cottage is absolute, broken only by the faintest glow of dying embers in the hearth. You cannot afford to keep the fire burning through the night. Wood is precious, and winter is a predator that devours the weak without mercy. Your wife stirs beside you, her breathing shallow and labored. She gave birth to your 4th child only 3 months ago, and the toll it took on her body is visible in the hollow of her cheeks, the tremor in her hands. You know, with a certainty that sits like stone in your chest, that she may not survive another pregnancy. Yet you also know that you cannot stop. The Church teaches that to deny your husband's rights is a sin, and even if you wanted to resist, there is no knowledge, no method, no escape from the cycle that has already claimed 2 of your children before they reached their 2nd year of life. You rise in the cold, your joints protesting with each movement. You are 30 years old, but your body feels ancient. The work you do every day, breaking soil that fights back with every swing of your wooden plough, has bent your spine and gnarled your fingers. You pull on the same rough tunic you have worn for 3 years, stiff with dried sweat and dirt that no amount of washing in the icy stream can remove. Your shoes, if you can call them that, are strips of leather bound with twine, already falling apart. You will have to beg the Lord Steward for permission to take scraps from a slaughtered cow to repair them, and that permission will come with a price. It always does. Outside, the village is a warren of shadows and silence. 40 families live here, crammed into cottages that lean against each other like exhausted travelers. The smell hits you immediately. Human waste, rotting thatch, the sour tang of unwashed bodies, the smoke from fires that burn animal dung because wood is too valuable. There is no privacy, no sanitation, no separation between where you sleep and where you defecate. The waste pits are shallow, dug close to the homes because venturing far in the night means risking the wolves that circle the edges of the fields, or worse, the bandits who would kill you for the threadbare cloak on your back. You walk toward the fields as the sky begins to lighten, a sickly grey that promises rain. Rain is both salvation and curse. Too little, ye and the crops wither. Too much, and they rot in the ground. You have no control over either outcome. You pray, but God feels distant, hidden behind the towering stone walls of the church where the priest grows fat on tithes while your children go to bed hungry. You are required to give 1/10 of everything you produce to the church, 1/10 of your grain, your vegetables, your labor. And then there is the Lord's share, the taxes, the fees for using his mill, his oven, his forest. By the time everyone has taken their portion, you are left with barely enough to survive until the next harvest, and that is only if the harvest is good. Your sons join you in the field. The older one is 9 years old, his face already etched with a weariness that should not belong to a child. The younger is 6, small for his age, his ribs visible beneath his thin shirt. You do not send them to play. There is no concept of childhood as a time of innocence and exploration. They are workers, necessary cogs in the desperate machine of survival. They will spend the day pulling weeds, scaring birds from the crops, hauling water from the stream. If they complain, you will strike them, not out of cruelty, but because softness is a luxury that will kill them faster than any disease. The world will not be gentle with them, and neither can you. The work is relentless. You drive the plough through soil that resists every step, the wooden blade barely scratching the surface. You do not have a horse or an ox. Those belong to the wealthier peasants, and you are not among them. You are the beast of burden, your body the engine that must drag this primitive tool across the field. Your hands blister and bleed. Your back screams. You do not stop. If you do not plant enough, if the yield is too small, the Lord's men will come. They will take what you owe first, and if there is nothing left for you, that is not their concern. You have seen families evicted, cast out to wander the roads where they inevitably die of starvation or violence. You have seen men hanged for stealing a single loaf of bread. Midday brings no relief. Your wife appears at the edge of the field with a wooden bowl containing a thin gruel made from barley and water. There is no meat. There has not been meat in months. Hunting is forbidden. The forests belong to the Lord, and if you are caught taking so much as a rabbit, you will lose a hand or worse. You eat quickly, the tasteless paste doing little to silence the hunger, and then you return to work. Your sons eat their share in silence, their eyes dull with exhaustion. As the afternoon wears on, you notice your younger son stumbling, his movements sluggish. You know the signs. Malnutrition weakens the body, makes it vulnerable. Half the children born in this village will not live to see their 10th year. Disease is everywhere, in the water you drink, the food you eat, the air you breathe. There are no doctors for people like you. The barber surgeon in the nearest town charges fees you could never afford, and his treatments, bloodletting and poultices made from moss and dung, are as likely to kill as to cure. You watch your son and feel the helplessness twist inside you like a blade. You cannot protect him. You cannot save him. You can only work and hope, and pray to a God who seems to have forgotten your name. Evening comes, and with it a cold rain that soaks through your clothing and turns the field into a quagmire of mud. You do not go inside. You cannot afford to lose the daylight. You work until your hands are numb, until you can no longer see the rows in front of you. Only then do you allow yourself to stop, to trudge back to the cottage where your wife has managed to coax a small fire to life. She has boiled more barley, added some wild greens she foraged from the roadside. You eat together in silence, the rain drumming on the thatch above, leaking through in a dozen places. You have tried to repair the roof, but without proper materials, it is a losing battle. Your daughter, barely 4 years old, coughs through the meal. It is a wet, rattling sound that makes your stomach clench. You have heard that cough before. In your firstborn, the son who died before he could walk. There is nothing you can do. No medicine, no warmth, no hope beyond the fragile thread of her own resilience. You hold her close as the fire dwindles, feeling the heat of fever in her small body. And you understand, with a clarity that is almost unbearable, that being a father in this time means watching your children suffer and being powerless to stop it. It means making choices no parent should have to make. Which child gets the extra portion of food? Which one is strong enough to survive without it? It means living every day with the knowledge that love is not enough, that no amount of sacrifice will guarantee their survival. You close your eyes against the darkness, your daughter's shallow breathing the only sound, And you wonder if you will have the strength to bury another child, or if this time the weight of it will finally break you.